Duluth detectives received the information they had been waiting for early this afternoon.
The medical examiner has determined that she died of exposure or hypothermia, and we have examined the scene and the circumstances for any indication of foul play, and we find none.
A thorough search of the Medical Arts Building, where Ms. Biga's body was discovered on an interior fire escape, found nothing suspicious. Now that the coroner's report is in, Duluth police are considering this case closed. But as far as the owners of the Medical Arts Building are concerned, it's a different story. Now, they've refused to comment on camera, but do say that they will be investigating the circumstances surrounding Ms. Biga's death to determine whether any changes are needed within the building. In Duluth, Janine Johnson, News 6.
Well, I didn't think I'd have the New Year's baby, because I heard there was a couple other people who were in labor, and I was pretty late this morning. So this is a nice surprise. Well, I've been having contractions for a couple of days, and we decided to go last night, about 11 o'clock, and then things progressed from there.
Things certainly did progress from there, because at 10:48 this morning, Patty Orlandi gave birth to baby New Year, also known as Anthony David.
Well, I didn't think I'd have the New Year's baby, because I heard there was a couple other people who were in labor, and I was pretty late this morning. So this is a nice surprise.
The Northland's first baby of 1993 weighs in at a good 8 pounds, 7 ounces and measures 19 inches. Patty and her husband Ronald are already planning little Tony's future.
Oh, sports. Baseball. He's going to be a baseball player, I think. So I get a bunch of prizes. Yeah. Case of formula, some gas and milk, I know that. Some $50 gift certificates.
And thanks to Mom and Baby's tremendous New Year's effort, they also receive a booty from businesses around Superior. After all that, what more could little Tony Orlandi want, other than a visit from Dawn?
Elsie Storm, and Sean Christian Wilcox. Those people will come up to the front table with good prizes for you. Sharon Little and John Worth.
various angles.
Right.
Yeah.
I did some of the grime things.
The purpose of the purchase is that we do want to have that available to us for development, because it's important to the whole scheme of the whole waterfront development. We have no specific plans for that.
The mayor, anxious to put 1992 behind him, spoke about the future of the city. He announced several proposals, including a joint city-county effort to improve services for the city's youth. Doty also struck an environmental theme, calling for support of Lake Superior Center.
Because Lake Superior is so important to this region's future, tonight I request that the City Council and the Duluth Economic Development Authority approve financial support of at least $5 million towards the Lake Superior Center's building project.
Those themes gained a positive reaction from councilors.
I think the speech was direct and to the point, showing the direction that he wants to take with the future of our city. I think that there are a lot of details of the plan that the council is going to have to be appraised of before they buy into the entire concept.
I think that he's finally able to not only sound some of the themes that he sounded during his campaign well over a year ago, but now knows where the financing can come from to do some of those things.
Some of those things also include the well-worn issue of the city's infrastructure.
We are currently creating an inventory of the conditions of the city's local street. Decisions will be made on how these streets are to be improved and how the improvements will be prioritized. By mid-1993, we will begin improvements on these streets and will initiate the first construction projects for a program that will continue for the next 25 years.
Doty also said the city is on firm financial ground as Duluth begins its first year exclusively under his administration's budget. That, he says, is key to keeping Duluth moving ahead. In Duluth, Derek Hines, News 6.
The comment period on how the Boundary Waters canoe area should be managed was supposed to end on Monday, but the deadline's been extended to March 1st after several organizations and Congressman Jim Oberstar said they needed more time to review the U.S. Forest Service's proposal.
It's a pretty lengthy document, so and it's within our power to extend the comment period, so we thought we'd give them more time because we want as many comments as we can.
Marie Celeste says the U.S. Forest Service has already been flooded with letters, some from overseas.
We're taking them seriously. We're reading them. We pass them around. This is just one book of comments. We've got a couple other books. We've gotten almost 700 letters, and each one of those letters has 3 to 4 comments in it.
The main points of contention are a reduction in group sizes from 10 to 6 and a reduction in permit quotas. And letters received so far range from the supportive.
The truth is that if we do not reduce numbers of people using the BWCA, the very reason people come to the area will be jeopardized.
To the not so supportive.
This does not support the proposal to limit the accessibility to the Boundary Waters all year round. Rather, placing quotas on popular weekends is a more rational reaction to this problem.
At the end of the comment period, the Forest Service will analyze the input, saying the possibility for change always exists.
Nothing's written in stone right now. It's just a proposal. And we want to stress that.
In Duluth, Amy Rutledge, News 6.
Now that they've had their feet wet and tried some different things, I think it's going to only get better. But the juvenile crime rate and the types of crimes we're seeing are still very alarming right now, and I hope it's not a sign of the future of this area.
With a sense of urgency, the 16-member task force sat down today to begin the painful process of how to revitalize northeastern Minnesota's mining industry.
Even though I think the debates will be vigorous, it's a pretty civilized group, and everybody, the bottom line is that everybody has the same goal. So even though there may be a difference of opinions and some political philosophies, everybody in the task force is committed to strengthening the industry.
A goal that promises to be difficult. Over the past decade, the taconite industry has downsized considerably, and mines are fighting desperately to keep costs down in order to compete with foreign markets. Appointed by Governor Arne Carlson, the group's job is to recommend state policies to help make the industry more viable. Many here today say research is the key.
I don't know, as a member of this task force, I feel a lot of pressure, but as a member of northeastern Minnesota community and a member of the steelworkers, there's a tremendous upheaval going on in the industry right now. The mini mills are definitely taking over a large share, and we need to, there's new technologies coming out. We really need to get involved in the new technologies.
We this morning talked principally about research and the need for research, and actually we're distressed to discover that the amount of mineral research in Minnesota has declined over the last few years, when in fact it really should be increasing.
Several members have done this type of thing before. Someone sat on a commission appointed by former Governor Rudy Perpich. John James was chairman at the time.
The longer we go, the greater the sense of urgency in terms of looking to the future and getting ourselves to invest in our future.
The group will meet twice a month until April to analyze the industry. At the end of that time, members will arm themselves with suggestions for the governor and legislature. But with the state facing a nearly $800 million budget shortfall this year, finding extra money for research will no doubt be difficult. In Duluth, Amy Rutledge, News 6.
Fish, yeah. 106 fish.
There's so many trophies.
I love your culture,
We don't have
man.
no nuclear power plant.
I burn with
We're not
wood.
polluting everything.
My last name is in Custer.
Yesterday, I received a letter in the mail that said words to the effect that if I attended the rally here at the Capitol, it may be the last rally I'd ever attend. It was signed by We Mean It.
Pay taxes? Do you have to have a constitutional right? Are you paying taxes? You have to have a constitutional right. Oh, well, you have to have a constitution. You have to,
your people pay
you have to have a change in the constitution to practice
Everybody has rights. Everybody's got equal rights.
There is no special interest groups around here. Equal rights for everybody.
It's been over 10 years since the Duluth storefront renovation and revitalization project spruced up the west end of downtown Duluth. Now the city wants to see the same thing happen to the other end of the downtown.
The facade, the exterior of many of those buildings are unique and fascinating buildings that were built many, many years ago that are really kind of exciting to walk around and take a look what's down there. And something needs to be done to revitalize that area of town.
Most of the building's storefronts have fallen into disrepair, and while many have had extensive interior renovations, the outsides of most of the facilities look a bit dilapidated.
The Downtown Council, of course, has been looking for years to find a way to fortify the economic well-being of that area east of Lake Avenue, especially right along Superior Street where it's so visible.
Businessman Jim Schwert has great faith in the east end of downtown Duluth. He owns a building that spans a half block and houses up to 20 different small and medium-sized businesses. He would like to see the area tied to the waterfront and the Freeway Top Park to encourage more people to visit this part of town, and he'd like to see the character of the small businesses currently there preserved and enhanced.
You know, I can envision this thing at some point in the future just being a real unique old town area.
Revitalization organizers want to be careful not to have so much money invested that those small businesses there are forced out. No firm decisions have been made on the direction to take in enhancing this area of town. Organizers are hoping significant input from business owners and merchants will show them the most effective way to go. On the east end of downtown Duluth, Barbara Riles, News 6.
One more time, we got it.
Some 15 ships make their home in the Twin Ports over the winter. That's up from just a handful of mere 5 years ago. And that's good economic news for this region because each of those ships generates an economic impact of between $500,000 and $750,000 while in winter layup.
The nice part of that is that it's primarily labor expense. These are all very high-paying jobs. They're highly skilled labor, and the jobs pay well. It's a definite benefit to the economy.
The Edgar Spear is docked here at the Port Authority Terminal, and it's undergoing extensive maintenance to make sure it'll be ship-shape for the upcoming season. Most of the ships in port will have some painting done, have their electrical wiring checked, undergo a thorough mechanical checkup, plus have their engines tuned up. Winter is the time any ongoing problems are corrected and the ships are made completely seaworthy. Most of the work is contracted within the region, providing hundreds of jobs and a solid economic impact in many different areas.
This is like a floating city. It's got its own sewage system. It's got its own power plant. It's got its own restaurant, you could say, a galley, and sleeping quarters. So it's like a big restaurant, or a big hotel, too.
Port experts say the number of ships wintering here has grown because dock fees have been lowered to encourage the vessels to stay and because of the availability of skilled workers. They're hoping this off-season shipping business will continue to grow. On the waterfront in Duluth, Barbara Riles, News 6.
Am I driving home with the bus? Or? Yeah. You know, it was just a misunderstanding, I think, because I shot 2 flaming arrows, and they were both perfect bullseyes, but I don't think that it was condonable. But they all treated me politely.
I think first of all, anybody snowmobiling, the first advice would be don't drink and drive your snowmobile. Secondly, for the people driving, when it's bad weather, slow down. And thirdly, for those who have heart problems, don't shovel, get someone else to do it.
I feel that the way that our centers are run in Minnesota seems that we're committed to the children, and our care that we give them is full of love, and we do stress the learning. I think the structure and the learning at the early age to get them prepared for kindergarten is what Minnesota really tries to offer. And our ratios, I believe, in Minnesota and Wisconsin are much lower.
Red. What color are they? What color is this? Purple? Is it green? Green. Whoa, Tater, Bader. Okay, let this one. Green Destiny? Yeah. Yeah. That's what it is.